Hi everyone, in this video we shall talk about the computer memory. Now when we think about it, it's amazing that how many different types of electronic memories we already encounter in our daily lives. You already know that computer in front of you has a memory. The smallest storage unit inside the computer is a bit. A bit consists of either a 0 or a 1 and 8 bits combined to form 1 byte, and you can see the example in circle here. Now coming to the memory hierarchy, CPU accesses memory according to distinct hierarchy. Whether it comes from the permanent storage like the hard drive or the input like the keyboard, most data goes into random access memory, that is the RAM first. The CPU then stores pieces of data it will need to access, often in cache, and maintains certain special instructions in the register. Here we shall discuss more in detail about the ROM as well as the RAM. Coming to RAM, which is considered to be random access, because you can access any memory cell directly if you know the row and the column that intersect the cell, which is also called the address. Now it is a volatile memory, which means that data will be lost once the power is turned off. This type of memory is used to save data temporarily. Computer processing speed depends upon the speed of size of RAM. More the RAM, more the processing speed. Users no direct access to this type of memory. Now coming to the RAM architecture, here you have the rows as well as the columns. The rows are called the word lines and the columns are called the bit lines. Their intersection forms the bit cell, which is also called as the memory cell. Now we shall talk about the classification of RAM. It is classified as SRAM, the DRAM as well as the STRAM. SRAM stands for static random access memory, which uses multiple transistors, typically 4 to 6 for each memory cell. DRAM stands for dynamic random access memory and has memory cells with paired transistors and capacitors. STRAM stands for synchronous dynamic random access memory and takes advantage of the burst mode concept. We shall learn more in detail about the SRAM as well as the DRAM. Coming to SRAM, it is formed using flip-flops and has typically 4 to 6 transistors along with some wiring, but never has to be refreshed. This makes static RAM significantly faster than dynamic RAM. But because it has more parts, it takes up a lot more space as compared to the dynamic RAM. Therefore, you may get less memory per chip and it makes it a lot more expensive. Coming to the dynamic RAM, it has a transistor and a capacitor which are paired to create memory cell, which represents a single bit of data. The capacitor is used to hold either a 0 or a 1. Now it can be compared to a bucket with holes. A capacitor is like a small bucket which is able to store electrons. Now to store 0, it is empty, and to store 1, it is charged. Now the problem here is that capacitor is like a bucket which has a leak. In a few milliseconds, it becomes empty. Therefore, for dynamic memory to work, either the CPU or the memory controller has to come along and recharge all the capacitor holdings before they discharge again. To do this, the memory controller reads the memory and then writes it back again. This refresh option happens automatically and it can be as frequent as thousands of times per second. Now brief comparison of static and dynamic RAM. Static RAM is fast and expensive and dynamic RAM is less expensive and slower. So static RAM is used to create CPU's speed sensitive cache, whereas dynamic RAM forms the larger part of the RAM space. Coming to the read-only memory, it is also known as the firmware, and ROM chips are used not only in the computers but also in the other electronic items as well. It is non-volatile memory, which means that data will be lost when the power is turned off. It contains data that guides the computer when starting up and other instructions. ROM is read-only memory, which means that CPU has no ability to make any changes in the memory. User has no access to this type of memory, just like RAM. ROM capacity depends upon the ROM manufacturers and the requirements. Now this is a ROM which is found in our computers. Now it can be classified in PROM, EPROM, EEPROM and Flash ROM. Now talking about PROM, it consists of rows and columns just like simple ROM, but the difference here is that every intersection there is a fuse connection. Now when we pass the electricity through this turns from 1 to 0. These are quite inexpensive and are great for prototyping the data. Working with ROM and PROMs can be wasteful when we are using it quite a lot of times for our programming purposes. Even though they are inexpensive per chip, the cost can add over time. So erasable PROMs are used to solve this issue. Erasing an EEPROM requires a special tool that emits a certain frequency of UV light. EEPROMs are configured using EEPROM programmer that provides voltage at specified voltage levels. Now the problem here is that to write the EEPROM we must erase it first, and eraser is not selective. It will erase the entire EEPROM in one go, and also we need to remove it so that it can be put into the UV light eraser. Now though all EEPROMs are big step from PROMs, but still they have many problems. Therefore we go to the EEPROMs. Here the chip does not have to be removed to be rewritten. The entire chip does not have to be completely erased to change the specific portion of it. Changing the contents does not require additional dedicated equipment. Instead of using the UV light here, we use the electric field, and this erases the targeted cells of the EEPROM, which can be rewritten. EEPROMs can be changed 1 byte at a time. Now this is good because we do not need to erase it in entire go, but it makes it quite slow. Therefore we come to the flash memories. Manufacturers have responded with this limitation of EEPROM using the flash memory. It works faster than the traditional EEPROMs because it writes data in chunks, usually 512 bytes in size instead of 1 byte at a time. Now here are some applications like in the cameras as well in the mobile phones. These are some major players which make the flash drives. And with this we come to end of our video. Thank you.